free drink. Okay, so the tour will be starting soon.
Okay.
Thank you. You like to turn that?
Thanks for the ride.
Please go. I actually remember the picture.
For the restaurant after the tour, so just hold on to that one. Head to the bar, you'll get a complimentary drink, and then just have a seat and we'll wait for everyone to get started. So pretty.
Ready for the tour? You'd like to follow me. If you have your drinks, bring them with you. Follow me. How am I? Follow me. Kia ora, and you are Todd. Ladies and gentlemen, say kia ora to Todd.
Kia ora, Todd.
Todd is our rangatira. Todd is our warrior that will be taking us into the village.
He's the
Yes.
sacrifice too, is he?
Oh, he's going to be offering as well. All right. Now, in our village, we have a village warrior that will be doing a challenge. And the challenge is e ato koto tere. Everybody say e ato koto tere.
E ato koto tere.
You people sounds terrible. E ato koto tere means what is the purpose of your visit to the village. Todd here will respond back in Kukalan Maori by saying, "E tere out!" Todd. E tere out! E tere out! E tere out! All right. Well done, Todd. E tere out means we come in peace. Todd, you say anything apart from that, we are in trouble.
Okay.
What I have here is what we call the patu, the long club. In the olden days, patu is only held by the rangatira, by the warriors, as a weapon. Now Todd will present the patu to the village warrior. The village warrior will take the patu from our warrior and with the response of saying, "E tere au," we come in peace. Now, once the warrior starts swinging this around, good luck to you, Todd. I'm long gone. So you make sure you say "E tere au." Right, so that's the patu that will be presented to the village warrior. Now also here in the Cook Islands, it is a customary when we go into the village or on the marae, our people wears this leaf on their head, around their neck, around their waist. We call them the rautapu, rauti. It's a very, very important leaf and it's still used today. So Todd will wear this through the village. Before we go in, we need to give our warrior, Cook Islands warrior's name. We're going to call him Toa. Toa. Everybody say Toa. Toa. Toa means the mighty warrior. Rangatira will take you into the first hut. Tuguna mai, tuguna mai, tuguna tuguna tegura, haramai, haramai. Tegina tegura, haramai, haramai, haramai. Atena buang ngatingatia tuguna. Haramai. Ladies and gentlemen, let's follow the Rangatira Haramai.
Okay, now if you have a look on the left and right here, these black and white photos are photos of Mama VARA. Mama is the matriarch and inspiration for the village. In her youth, she used to travel the world promoting the Cook Islands through her song and dance. She was courted by movie stars the likes of Marlon Brando, but she came back here to have her family. And it's the family that have built this village in her honour. Te VARA NUI means the Great VARA. Now Mama likes to come in sometimes at night and check the dances. A descendant of a family that lives here in the Muri Beach, Artico area. My father's number 13 of 14 children, and my namesake Ruta is number 4 of the 14 children. If you go out here to the Muri Beach Hotel, you'll find a rugby field that's right on the beach. Along from there are the club rooms. At the end of the club rooms you'll find 2 white graves. The larger one is my namesake Ruta. The smaller one is my great-grandmother. She was a matiapo, and that's the second level leader in our cultural hierarchy, and you'll hear more about that next at our marae. Now, even though you're here for the first time, people have been in the Cook Islands for about 1,500 years. Now, our history is handed down orally. One of the first voyages we hear about in Rarotonga is a man by the name of Tangaroa. He came in from the Marquise Islands. He came, travelled around, and then went home. He never came back to the Cook Islands, but his son, Tongiiti, did. Now tonight, the show you're going to see is called The Legend of Tongiiti. And what it does, it actually shows the arrival of the people from East Polynesia. And what they brought with them was an influence of culture, costume and dance. So you'll see that in our show tonight. Now Tongiiti was one of the first people to give Rarotonga a name, and he called it Tumu Te Varu. It means the sound of the echo. Rarotonga is 32 kilometres around, and right around that is a reef. Waves pound on the reef constantly, day and night, so no matter where you're staying on the island, at night you can hear that distant roar of the waves pounding on the reef. Yeah? Has everyone heard it? Yeah. You probably heard it through the crowing of the roosters and the barking of the dogs. Yeah? So that's our Tumu Te Varu. Now, not a lot is known about those early voyages, but what they left behind was a Polynesian engineering achievement which is unsurpassed anywhere else in Polynesia. We call it the Ara Matua, or the back road. So when you open up your map, you'll see a road that goes right around the outside. That's the new road. On the inside, you'll see links of what used to be a continuous 29-kilometre coral paved road. It's stated to be about 1,200 years old. Now, if you go there now, you can walk, bike, scooter, drive along it. You'll find that it has been tar sealed, but you'll find no hotels or resorts on this road. You'll only find private residences. You'll find agriculture. It's simply used to come in. Maybe not the children. Off, alright? So a couple of grains for breakfast. Good way to start the day, yeah? Now the belief in cannibalism was it was believed that if you ate the flesh of someone important, someone strong, someone brave, then you would become all those things. So it's a noble thought, but it's not a very good way to grow a tribe. The likes of the guilty stone here, if you're brought to trial, a good smack to the head would determine that if you lived, you were innocent. But if you died, you were guilty. Alright? So no long drawn out appeal calls, the lawyers' fees, it was all pretty much done and dusted. Alright, we certainly had our fair share of war, conflict and cannibalism here in Rarotonga. But the good news is that tonight, on the buffet, we don't have any cannibalistic dishes to offer you because of the arrival of Christianity. Alright, so there's no tourist toes on the buffet tonight. Now, Rarotonga is divided up into 3 main buckers, or what you'll call districts, and 6 tribes. This came about by the arrival of 2 chiefs at the same time. One was Tangier from Tahiti, the other was Karika from Samoa. In order to divide up the land, they got in their buckers on one side of the island, paddled in opposite directions, then when they met up, they divide the land in half. Then on the Tangier Tahitian side, there was another dispute, so that split in half, giving us our 3 buckers, or districts, and 6 tribes. Also explains why there was still war, conflict and cannibalism when you bring 2 different tribes together at the same time. Buckers, New Zealand Māori call them? Buckers. Now here's an interesting fact for you in Tahiti. They don't have a V or a W. They have an S, but we're not going to go there. Too many children in the room, alright? So it just shows that we are avoiding population, but given where we are in the Pacific, we're very late being discovered by the Europeans. It wasn't until the 16th century. First sighting was 1595, first landing was 1606, up in the island of Rakahanga, and it was the Spanish. Now the Spanish got on really well with the locals. They loved the locals. They called them the Gentil Mosa, the beautiful people. But they didn't stay and they didn't return. So given that we're called the Cook Islands, who do you think arrived in 1773? Captain James Cook, the great voyager, discovered a map of the South Pacific. He only really found and mapped out the northern group of islands, He never found Rarotonga. He only personally set foot upon a tiny uninhabited atoll of Palmerston, and he never called them the Cook Islands. He called them the Hervey Islands after an admiral of the fleet. It wasn't for like another 50 years later that a Russian Baltic German admiral by the name of Adam Johann von Krusenstern, who was making an atlas of the Pacific at the time, renamed the Hervey Islands the Cook Islands in honour of Captain James Cook. That's around the 1820s. That's about when Europeans were starting to come here. One of the first to Rarotonga was a man by the name of Philip Goodenough. He arrived on his boat to Cumberland in 1814 looking for sandalwood. And he did not get on well with the locals. There lots of
But yes, every marae planted on the marae is known as the roti, this plant. And always identify these lands here on Rarotonga, even in the outer islands as well. Our people plant these on these lands, roti. In the olden days, the roots of the roti, our people eat the roots. They cook them in the underground oven during the time of famine. Got a very sweet, malty taste, especially the roots of the roti plant. But here's how people wears the leaf on their head, around their neck, around their legs. And our ceremony marae, every marae comes with a taunga. Now taunga, these are people that are specialized in their own field. Taunga can be known, again, can be known as a carver, a fisherman, a builder, even a spokesperson for the tribes. We call them the taunga NUI, or the makona. For those of you from Aotearoa, New Zealanders, New Zealand Maoris, these people are known as the kaumatu. They speak on these lands, they speak for tribes as well. Our taunga NUI, when we go to this land on the marae for the ceremony, taunga will be the first person to step the land.
We got our medicine. Now, when the missionaries arrived, our Tapuna, our ancestors, did not live here on the beaches. They all lived up in the mountains, completely surrounded by plants. So the plants were very important for building their aris, carving their buckets, and for their food and medicine. Food became their medicine, medicine became their food. And tonight on the buffet, you'll be able to try some of our food that's also our medicine. Now, the handing down of the information did not depend on you being the oldest or youngest, male or female. It was handed down to anyone who wanted an aramatua. The mature ones might have blue plastic barrels underneath them, because that's where they put noni. And the young ones, you'll see rows and rows of car tyres with little plants in. Those are new plantations. This is our own ginger, the mountain ginger. It has a similar flower, but it's red. And when the flower's young, you turn it upside down, the clear liquid comes down. It's very good as a shampoo and conditioner. In fact, Paul Midgey, chickens in the trees making a lot of noise, you actually want to be happy and feel safe. Because if it's dark, windy, chickens on the ground around your hotel, bungalow, villa, it means a cyclone's coming. Okay, so chickens in the trees is a good sign. In fact, they don't know how to tell the time. I can't help you there. Okay, so mai taki everyone. We're going to head on through to our fishing hut. From here on in, it's sitting down all the way.
Oro mai ki te are tautai. Te are tautai o te Waranui. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, and children.
We, as the tribe of Te Waranui, want to impart to you as much knowledge as possible about our culture, about our traditions, about how we lived in the past, before the planes came, before the boats came, before the Western world. Or, if you would, the marlin. Also the big fish in the ocean. Our fishermen went out in the ocean. The wahoo, the para, the tuna, the giant trevally, just to name a few of the fish, of the giant fish of the ocean. Hootia, hootia, toia, toia. Just the echo. Yes, he pulled up the North Island of New Zealand. Utia, utia, puta mai ko Aotearoa. Yes. So what happened to the South Island? It was the canoe. Oh, good for you, girl. It was the canoe. This place so we could pull up the North Island. So glad you know your legends. Excellent. Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen.
So kia ora everybody, how are you going? Are you good?
Yes.
Well, I can tell you, you're getting closer and closer to the buffet. Alright? Not long now, kids, not long now. So this is our costume part. We're going to be talking about the costumes from the beginning to the now. What we're going to look at first in the corners, the front, and the sides are our tapa cloth. Now, is everyone familiar with tapa cloth? Tapa is popular in the islands of Samoa, Tonga, and Fiji. And the making of tapa takes a lot of hard work, time, and effort. Here in the Cook Islands, we've got something called island time. Anything that takes a lot of hard work, time, and effort, we tend to ignore. Alright, so tapa is one of our dyeing arts along with carving for that very reason. But the making of the tapa is quite involved. You've got to take the bark of the tree, you've got to put it in the water to soak, to soften up the fibres. The first stage is to soften up the fibres yet again. A second stage is to spread all the fibres out. And then a third stage is to mesh all those fibres together so you can form your cloth. Right? Now this takes a lot of hard work, determination and patience. So we give it to the mamas. Because when you give it to the boys, you just get this. But with the mamas you get these large cloths that can be decorated. And the black we use charcoal or ink from the eki, the octopus. Brown we use the saps of the trees or the soil in the ground. But in the early days our mamas used to make these garments out of bark. And they look a little bit simple, they look a little bit like Fred Flintstone, but in their simplicity what they're hiding is the fact that they are a seamless garment of bark. And because they took a lot of hard work, time and effort, they were reserved for those of high rank, ariki, bikini or revealing clothing around town. Topless, naked sunbathing is not encouraged here, it's pretty much prohibited due to the Christian culture of the islands. Now, when the Europeans arrived, the Cook Islanders called them papa'as. Can anyone say papa'a? Papa'a. When they arrived in Aotearoa, New Zealand Māori called them Pākehā. Because why? They had pale skin, smelt funny. Up in Hawaii, they called them Pālangi. Same reason, pale skin, smelt different. In fact, you'll find most indigenous cultures had a word for the Europeans based on their skin colour. But here in the Cook Islands, we did not distinguish them by their skin colour. We distinguished them by their costume. Because when you think about it, the British, it didn't matter if they arrived in Africa or India, the desert or the tropics, they were always overdressed. Alright? You go to our museum, you'll see photos of them. They've got a hat on, they've got a jacket on, they've got a vest on, they've got a shirt on, they've got undergarments on, they've got smalls on, and on and on and on it goes. Papa means man. Then we count, similar to New Zealand Māori, we count ta'i, rua, toru, but we don't have a WH, so we count ta'i, rua, toru, a. A means four. A papa'a is a man with 4 layers of clothing. What was he thinking, right? It's warm here. And we're in the southern hemisphere, and so, you know, we're moving into our summer, same with New Zealand and Australia and things, but we track, you know, warmer than the likes of New Zealand and the South Island in the winter. So you'll see that when it's winter time, you get a lot of Kiwis flock over here. Right? You can tell when they arrive because they're in shorts and singlets and wearing ski jackets and scarves, because you know the 18 degrees is actually freezing when you live in the tropics. Right? So we still call Europeans papa'as today. We should probably call them papata'i because that means one, because they always have less clothes on than us. But anyway, the grass skirts are made from the wild hibiscus. Have I got a branch here? Oh, that's looking a bit pathetic. So this is the bark of the tree that's used to make the skirt, but this is not a big enough branch to make a skirt, but these branches are. So you need 20 to 30 branches to make a maiden skirt. You don't just pull the bark off, you've got to peel it down the branch. As you do, the sap bleeds into the fibres. You put those fibres out into the sun to dry. On a day like today, a bright sunny day, you need 5 full sunny days to dry out the fibres. They go this soft brown colour, and then you quite literally pull them apart, weave them up into the band to make your skirt. Now this is not a dyeing art, this is alive and well, and it's still done in the old traditional ways. The only new thing we add, modern thing, is dyes to get extra colour out of them. Now we do have an island time way of making the skirts, and that's to take the fibres, put them in a woven kite, bury them in the ocean under some rocks for about 4 weeks. Then when you bring them up and hose them down, they come out bleached like this. So this is a popular way of making the skirts, because once they're bleached, then when you add the dyes, they come out much finer. Now if you look behind you on the wall, the hats and fans here, the white ones, are done from the young coconut leaves from Rita. It's a fine fibre. It takes 3 to 5 days to weave a hat. It's done mainly up in the northern group of islands, these ones. And for some people it's their only form of income. I don't think there's 20 sticks here, I think when you get to the buffet or something. So anyway, so ladies, how about if you stand up where you are, we'll all do a quick 101 in learning how to ura, which means dance. So up you go ladies, just stand where you are. So you're going to start with your feet together, alright, your knees bent and your hands on your hips. Then what you want to do is straighten one leg and the other leg out, so you've got that hip out. And then you're just going to pretend to walk on the spot. So you just walk on the spot, use those hips, that's right. Now you walk faster, that's it. Now you're just going to put in a bit of a sway, Now the hard part comes, you've actually got to keep your shoulders still, use the hips, don't slow down. Alright, well done. Okay. So you're nearly there ladies, all you need now is a bit of speed, you need the figure 8, and then the washing machine, and you'll be ready for the stage, alright? But it's the accentuation of the hips that's the eye-catching part of the dance. And it's this that Tongiiti introduced that's made it to the now. We call it the titi. Everyone say titi? Titi. We have an island time product called Velcro. Very handy for our costume change. Alright, Kai. Okay. Knees bent, hands on your hips. To your left. Left. Right. Maidens can't dance without a warrior, so boys, it's your turn. Quickly, on your feet boys. Come on boys. Yes, yep. So you're going to start with your feet apart, nice and wide. Bend your knees, get down low. Alright, then give them a bit of a shake. That's off you go. Come on. Stay low. Darling. Look strong. Look mum, no hands, look strong. After a couple of drinks now, I'm right on that. And the other way. And then we're going to do finale. Thank you so much. Alright, now we have come to the end of our costume hunt. I do hope you've learned something, enjoyed yourself along the way. You do have one more place to go. It's the Coconut Tree of Life, and then it's definitely the buffet. Let's finish off with Kia ora. Kia koutou. Me tahi. Make your way out this way.
Ripened stage. You've probably heard of the copra as well, dried fresh coconuts. So once they turn brown, they fall. You have to be careful. So here in Rarotonga, you'll never see locals sitting or lying underneath a coconut trees. I've seen lots and lots of tourists underneath coconut trees. The worst thing is parking your rented vehicle underneath these trees. You know, coconut comes down at any time. Once it turns brown, once they arrive, they fall. Once it falls to the ground, remains a month and a half, 2 months without being removed. It grows into what we call the uto, which is the last stage of the coconut. Uto. Everybody say uto. Uto. That's our uto. If you open this stage, what's inside the shell of this stage is a white spongy food. Kids love eating it. They're very sweet. That is also known as the Cook Island marshmallow. Kids love eating them. Planted, we dig a hole the size of the coconut, put it in a hole and cover them. Don't cover the leaves, it's covered to the level of the coconuts and look after it. Hey, 10 years of its life, you got plenty to eat. Coconut comes all year round. There's no season for the coconuts. The more you pick, the more you eat, the more you get. It's all year round. There's the maka. They tie them into a knot that goes onto the leg. Sometimes they twist them into number 8 sizes, figure 8. The more you twist, the smaller. They give the support on a tree. And of course, the most important climbing these trees, ladies and gentlemen, is to secure yourself. You don't want to climb halfway of the tree and everything falls apart. It's not part of the show. So there we are, the maka there on the legs. Ladies and gentlemen, our coconut tree called Pa. See how important the maka is? It grips on the tree. Yes, a big hand for our warrior there. And the warrior, they will be posing for your cameras here. Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen a tiki on the coconut tree? There's the tiki there. Also, we have a kangaroo on the coconut tree as well. This is the kangaroo on the tree with swinging the tails out. Ladies and gentlemen, Meitaki Mata, warrior Papa Meitaki, thank you. Meitaki Mata, this time I would like to call upon our rangatira. Karama, my friend, come on up here. Also, we have a little gift here to say thank you so much. We have a warrior's headband that can go over your hat. Or just leave your hat there. Also, then the beautiful, lovely flowers for the dancer. Thank you. And your coconut shell. And of course, you have to find the other half to complete your coconut shell for bra. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you so much. Meitaki. Our village people, let me introduce to you the village people. We have coconut tree Papa. Climber, Meitaki. And out to my right there, the fishing warrior, Paul. Out to my left here, ladies and gentlemen, the historical woman, the medicine lady, and the costume lady, Ruth. And Yakoba James, we would like to say Kia orana. Te ea koto. Meitaki, thank you.